Hello YouTube, and a very happy Independence Day to the United States. Happy 4th of July, and welcome everybody. So this day off, one of my projects is to look at replacing the stock headlight on my 2012 GS Adventure. I've been weighing this. If you saw the previous video I did on upgrading these lights to LEDs, I've been really kind of debating on whether I want to give it a shot on the main headlight assembly. So the new LED headlight is clearly like made in China, but nonetheless it was like 240 bucks on Amazon, and I got it on Prime, so if it doesn't work, I can return it pretty easily. So I think the job is I'll need to remove my rock cover, take the headlight assembly out, disassemble it all, and then replace it with this new model. So hopefully it won't be too bad. So the tools for this job should be really just a couple of tools. There's a T25 Torx, a slot screwdriver that I'll use to kind of pull the wiring pin apart when I'm separating the wiring harness, a pocket knife to open the box, and of course a bottle opener for the obligatory one beer job that I think this shall be. So with that, we'll get started. So cheers everybody. So this is the box from Amazon, showed up a couple of days ago. So it seems well packaged. And here is the LED headlight assembly. According to Amazon, this is specifically for the 2012 GS Adventure, or that model of bike. I think it goes up to 213, and several models of the GS itself. So seems to be packaged pretty well. And I will put a link on where I got this on Amazon for anyone who is interested. Alright. And okay, pretty straightforward. There she is. Headlight assembly. Some mounting brackets for the side, which I've heard that's one of the complaints, is that where the screws go in, it doesn't exactly fit. So we'll see how that all goes together. And then this mount, which is where the speedometer mounts onto the headlight, I believe. Alright, so sharp looking. So alright, with that, we'll start to remove the old headlight and see how it goes. And if you do decide to follow this route, you should note that this came with absolutely no directions whatsoever. So we are kind of on our own on this one. Alright, so to start with, I'm going to remove the front turn signals only because I have this rock guard in the way. I can remove it to clean the lens, but I figure the cleanest thing is just to pull all of this out of the way. So this is with a T25, and these should come straight out. Yep, that's doing what I figured it should do. So, okay. I'll just pull that screw and separate the light. Let that hang down and do the same thing on the other side. Yep. There we go. Okay, so that's out and gone. So that's very straightforward. And I believe the headlight is held in with only these two. And again, this is also conveniently a T25. So all right. And one more on the driver's side. And yep, I think that's it for the headlight. So now it's just a matter of, I believe, pulling this out. Yep, okay, so there you go. It does come out without having to take the windshield off. And it looks like that light's already come off on its own. And this guy And I'm not sure which, okay, maybe that comes out. Yeah, I think that comes out. So let me grab that little screwdriver. And we'll see if this guy did not go that way. Okay, now I know that does not work. Okay. Huh. Oh, there we go. All right, so that's that. And then the speedometer assembly is this here, and that's just a pushes in on two sides. Yeah, that should be it. There it is. All right. So that was pretty straightforward. So that is the stock headlight assembly as it comes out. I will put that clip back on the headlight because apparently I didn't do that right. So get that back on that harness. Or maybe I did do it right, I just did it a little harder than it needed to be. So yeah, all right. Oh, I get it. Okay, so in the future, if you're doing this, it pushes in, not pulls out. By pushing it in, it removes both of those out of the area. So, okay. So now we know how to do it. So just push it in is all you have to do. Pretty straightforward. Okay. So I've got that bulb, which I believe that's the where the LED will go in, or the daytime running light. And then I also have this shield cover, which I think is aftermarket. So I may look at removing this and seeing if I can mount that on the new headlight. But first I just want to see if the headlight even works. Comparing the two light assemblies now, I notice I've watched some videos before where you had to remove the the rubber grommets from the old light and put them in the new one, but it looks like this new one already has rubber grommets in here on both sides. So it also has a grommet here at the bottom where it just rests exactly like the original light. So if you can see where I'm pointing to here, and here. So these grommets are already in. The wiring should be straight and pretty easy. That's your daytime light, and then there's the wiring harness itself. And it looks like this might be an adjustment, I think, similar to the old light. 100% sure. And it looks like I might even be able to replace that shield, put it on top here, because it looks like the screw holes are in the exact same spot. So I may try and do that, take those two screws out and see if I can get this cover back on there like I did on the original light. And then we need to assemble or transfer the speedometer unit over to the new light assembly using this. And I still am not 100% sure, not even partially percent sure what these do, unless they maybe go. Nope, at this point I got nothing. So hopefully it'll appear as we get further on the job. All right, so I found the torque size. This is a T15 to remove these guys. And we'll see if just taking these two off removes that light shield, which I'm hoping it does. Looks like it might. That's coming out pretty straightforward. Okay. All right, so that came right off. I'll set the real one aside here. And I'll probably, let's say, just use the existing hardware that came with the new light. So I'll set these aside. Now, hopefully these are the same, or these. Oh, you know what? I think that's Phillips head. and looking more close. It is. All right, so I'm going to have to add a Phillips head to the tool list. So be right back. All right, I found a Phillips, and we'll see if we can just take these two off real quick and add the shield cover, which again with an LED light I may not even need it. But we'll see how it works. Alright, let's see that guy. Alright, looks like it's gonna fit. See if we can get it started there. Not sure if I'm in there yet. Oh, okay, maybe it doesn't want to fit exactly, but we'll see. This may not be an exact fit. I just can't tell at this point. And how much I can see down in here a little bit. Maybe the other ones are stock ones are a little bit longer. Yeah, a little bit bigger and a little bit longer, but I don't want to strip that out either. I have to play around with all my options here. That was the driver. Okay, that's started. Let's see if we can get the same going on the other side. All right. Feels like it's biting. I'm not sure that did anything on this anyway, to be honest with you, though. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not doing anything. I think I'm going to go without. Leave that on the stock assembly. Alright, so that's all back the way it was originally. Okay. And this guy will just keep with the stock headlight. Mess with that later. Alright, so the next phase I know now is to remove the speedometer from the existing headlight. And to do that, there are these three clips that are holding it in place. And they are, if I'm lucky I don't go kick these things all over the garage floor. But they should working out right here. I hope. Ah, okay. Yeah, that came right out. All right, so that's one. Two. Okay, that came right out. I'm surprised how easy that was. And let's see if I can get 3 out of 3 on this. Is it just me, or is it always the third one that seems a little tougher than the others? Always the last one. Okay, there we go. I just got a little bit of a bite on it. Huh, it's always that last one. All right, let me go get something to put this on so I don't scratch up the speedometer. See if maybe I can get needle nose pliers. Oh, there you go. Oh, that was easy. Needle nose pliers, they came right out. So there's number 3. Okay, so with that, this should pop right out of here, I believe. Yep, all right, so there is the separated speedometer assembly. And again, this already has the washers put into it, so that's nice. It looks like I won't have to pull the washers out of the old one, and that should go in there. Put the clips back in and I'm in business. Still don't have a clue what these are for. Copy that. All right. Now, I have these screws, and there are 3 of them, so I wonder if this is to mount the tower, which means I don't even have to separate the tower off the old one, if that makes sense. All right, so we'll lay these things side by side again. A little bit different, obviously, because it's a different weight. But all right, so this goes here, then these guys would go. Am I doing this right? Kind of hard to relay them next to each other because they really don't line up the same. Or maybe it's like this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's like this. So maybe I've got that. It needs to be this way. See how that looks. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Okay. Here? Yeah. Okay, there it is. All right. Yep, that's your lineup spot. And those guys go right there. And again, you got rubber already in them, so yeah. All right, that's the same. So I want to see if these screws are designed for that purpose. And if so, again, I don't have to take that assembly off. Not the end of the world, but I kind of feel like they brought this hardware in for something. I need to be using it. All right. And again, that seems pretty big for that. Maybe too big for that, so maybe it is not. So I'm going to hold off and see how the stock hardware compares. these are a little bit smaller. It should fit. Huh, look, it's still got to get threaded through there one way or the other. A little tight, but that's okay. Doesn't feel as tight as the other one. Alright, that seems to be going pretty well. Alright. Of course, the last one will be the tough one, but because it's way down inside that, so getting that in there will be, I can magnetize the screw tip, at least get it going. Possibly. Okay, real straightforward, no issues there. And then this last guy, which is down inside that plastic right there. Alright, so the coming out part straightforward. And that should be it from this light now. So we'll set it aside as it is done. And then the $1 million trying to get this guy into the hole down there, which is, well, hold on. White a tick. Is it? Come on, work with me. So close, so close. Oh, so close. Oh, and I lost it. So close. Okay, why aren't you going in there? Let's make sure that is lined up perfectly. Which it looks like it should be. See if we can get that one more time with a little bit of surgical precision down in there, like so. Just give me something. Hey, well, I'll be darned. All right, that went in. Comfortably tight. I will just tighten those down a little bit. I don't want to, it's plastic, I don't want to tighten them too much. Okay, so with that, we're now ready to put the speedometer back on. And unless I'm wrong, this can only go one way, so not to me, I can't be wrong on lots of things though, so. And then those clips just go back in there, so we'll see how that fits. And my clips are here, 1, 2, and 3. And I got the flat and the needle nose here. All right. Yeah, clipped right in. That was surprisingly simple. Almost disarmingly simple. Let's see if we can keep that theme going. All right, that's 2. And last but not least, yeah, a couple of YouTube videos made this look really difficult, so be the good one, and you're in. All right, that is it. So that's the way this puppy is going to go in. So with that, I guess the moment of truth, and I still don't know what these are for. I'm assuming it's something to do with this, but you know, I really don't know. Maybe it's for a specific year model or something. We'll find out. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay. I have got the headlight bulb, which is this guy. Oh, that's what I gotta do. I gotta pull this headlight has to come out, and this wires into where the bulb was. So let me do that real fast. And I guess you gotta be careful on which way is ground and positive. So we'll see. And okay, so there's that. Just gotta make sure all my wires are here. That's that, that's that. Ooh, my clip didn't stay in. Aha, I think I just realized why what those brackets are. Okay, back to the drawing board here. Something didn't work. It's still moving around. Yeah, that's got a lot of play in it, so maybe that's too much play for that. Okay, I think I just found the reason for those brackets. Funny how those things happen. But the worst thing is I lost one of my pins. Just didn't go in all the way as I thought it would. So, all right, I'm going to turn off the camera and look for that pin because we're definitely going to need that. Okay, I found the flaw on this set. The grommets that came with this are much thinner than the original one, so that was creating that gap in there. So I'm going to replace the grommets, and again, this might be something that, you know, it's coming from China, so not 100% spec, but I replaced it with the stock grommet, and now it fits in there really nice and snug. So I'm going to pull the rest of these out and replace them with the original grommets. So you can tell how flimsy these are. These come right out, and if you'll see these over here, where'd they go? Oh yeah, right here. They take a little more work, so they're a little bit harder to get out. Okay, there's two. So we get that guy in there. Okay, that's two. And they're pretty easy. And number three. And if I can get that lip up and then I can get the other side just started, then it usually, yeah, there we go. Kind of push him out a little bit just to get that. Yeah, there we go. And then once you got it going, they'll pull right out. There he goes. And the last one here. And this guy back in. Okay, so all three are in now. And now I think, see that the speedometer fits in there a lot tighter. I'll just put these in here just for safekeeping in case this whole thing doesn't work. Down here. Okay, but that also means I still don't know what those screws are for. Those brackets. All right, so again, trying this. Yeah, immediately you can feel that's much tighter going in. Yeah, and a much tighter fit. So, and I did find the third pin, so we're back in business. Okay, that's one is in. Two is in, and hopefully this last guy will be not difficult. A little difficult. There we go. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, much better. Now it's not wobbling at all. All right, so there we go. Lesson learned on that one. And now back to ready to see if this thing lines up and goes in. All right, so again, there's the wiring here, the wiring for the light, and the wiring for the speedometer. So I believe, and I want to test this before we go too far, but I'm going to try it this way. All right, and if I turn the light on, let's see what we got. I got nothing, so there's a chance that's on backwards. So we'll do a 180 on that guy. Flip that over. Okay, so that's that way. Let's see. Hey, look at that. All right, that's it. So just flip it around, and there's my parking light. That looks pretty darn sharp. Okay, that works. Next is the power cable, which is this guy. And I'm hoping, really hoping that this just goes in straight in. Looks like it. Push that guy in, push him in, and we know how that thing works. And let's see, that's all the way in. And then the speedometer goes in here. And again, not sure if that is a one-way only. Perhaps. Oh, yeah, one-way only, so that's easy too. And that clips in, and now the moment of truth before I wire all this up together. All right, definitely like the way that looks. Let's give this a shot. We are in neutral. Oh! All right. Hey, look at that, guys. And that's the low beam. And that's the high beam. All right, so everything's working. Really like the way the LEDs all combine together. That definitely modernizes the look of the bike significantly. Yeah, all right. We'll bolt this thing back up and see how she goes. And there's, let's see where our holes line up. Should be right around there somewhere. All right. Of course, I can't see those holes, but so I got it started. We'll just get it kind of going here. Almost see it through there, so just enough to get the other side going. I think it's going. Yeah, it's going. I can feel the resistance now. Okay, so that guy started, so let me start the other side. What's going on here? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, let's see. It's binding up somewhere. It's too high. Let's see what I can do with that guy once we start to get it in here a little bit more. It'll kind of fit into place as we go on. All right. Yeah, that's too high, huh? That should be more forward, but don't know what I'm hitting against yet. That might just be... Let's just see if we can kind of get that in place. Okay, so with the other washers, these don't seem to work as well. I think they're just, yeah, they're pretty cheap. So I'm going to try and pull these out, see if I can replace them with the original ones. In fact, that one just tore on me. And, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just disintegrating. So that's one drawback. So anyway, let me get those guys apart. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so here is the original bushing that came out. So I'm going to replace that into the new light assembly. I know the bolt fits in there perfectly, so that's the way we're going to tackle this. Okay, so that went in right there. There's also a flat washer on the back side of that, which I'll put in there for the assembly. Okay, and then we'll do the same for the other side here. Alright, so take the washer out of this one on the original light and just kind of delicately just ease it out a little bit at a time. Keep working it, and it's out. Good to go. And then pop this bad bear in here. Work that in and put that flat washer in, and then we see if this thing goes in a little bit better than it did last time. I need to get that down out of though. If I can do something with that cable assembly so it's not right in the foreground there. Pull that farther back. Yeah, there we go. Get myself a little more working room. We're getting that assembly out of the way. Alright, and now let's see if we have a little better luck. Okay. And there's your it. Still looking like it wants to be a little high, but let's get the bolt started and we'll go from there. Not sure I'm in. I don't think I'm even. Can't tell. Not lining up exactly, so it's kind of hard to get it started. Yeah, I don't think I'm even starting in there yet. Am I even? I can't tell if I'm even starting, and I don't think, man, I don't think I am. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not, to be honest with you. No, it's not going. Okay, so let's see. All right, let me think about this a bit. Well, that's funny. I just played with the driver's side, and it went right in. So, yeah, so I have my mouse set right on this side. Come on now. Don't. Alright. Huh. Alright. Yeah, it's just like rubbing against the rubber there, it looks like. Alright. Let me play with it a minute. Okay, I figured it out. What was happening was the bushing was just turning instead of the bolt. So I used a screwdriver and just kind of wedged it against the bushing to stop it from moving. and that seemed to remedy it. So hopefully we're getting close here. You have to do the same thing as I torque this down, but we'll see. It's going right now, so we'll take that as a win. Yeah, there we go. I'll push that down to torque it, and that seems to be holding. And push and torque. Okay, she's in. And last step is just to put the guard back on, but just to double check that things are still wired. Yep. And all right, that's nice. So at night we'll take this thing out and see how it lines up on the street, the alignment and that sort of thing. But definitely looking good, and at least on how it looks on my wall from where I normally park, it doesn't look too far off. So yeah, it looks good. I like the way it looks. It definitely modernizes the bike. And LEDs are just so much brighter than halogen. It's no competition. So, all right, let me put the screen back on, and we are done. I hope that this was helpful to anyone who's considering doing this. Again, I am certainly not a mechanic by a long shot, as I'm sure you have seen. But kind of as your everyman person trying to do these jobs, hopefully this helps a little bit, and hope to see you out on the trail. All right, thanks a lot.